What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the GINN podcast. This is your host, G-Weezy11. Welcome to another show, another episode. Appreciate you sticking with me through this tough time. We just recently had a fucking snowstorm up in Texas. Crazy ass time. Haven't did an episode since then, so it's been about 2 weeks. And it was a crazy experience. I know most of the people here are from down south, actual Texas. We don't get a lot of that weather, so it was a fucking rough time for everybody. But appreciate you rocking with me this time. I think this is episode 35. I say that all the time, but this one's gonna be a dope one because we'll get into a little bit of everything on this episode. But we'll get straight into it, man. I got my guy Brandon here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's been a long time, brother. Haven't seen you since like high school, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. What is that? We graduated 2013, so
we're coming up on almost 10 years, right?
Yes, man.
Man, does that make you feel old, bro?
To an extent. I always tell people I don't feel old until I'm like 60, man.
Yeah,
like 50, 60, because there's a lot of things you can do within a short period of time that can like boost whatever you're going through, financially, mentally, physically. We'll get into it. If you train for 6 months straight, your body would be totally different from start to end. And that's half a year. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what you can be doing within 10 years. So, I always tell people, man, like, I'm 26 right now. Just turned 26 last month. And it's one of those things, man, where it's like a lot of people, when you're in high school, when you get to a certain age, you're like, damn, 25, I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to have a house. I'm going to have a fucking car, have this badass job. And that's not how it happens, man. It's just...
Nah, man, honestly, dude.
Sometimes it takes a different route.
You know, during that time of my life, I was just really lost. Really, I didn't even understand what I was going to do once I was out, you know? I mean, I had ideas, but...
I don't think anybody knows.
Well, some people are like, hey, I'm going to be a doctor, a lawyer, shit like that. And usually people that have their mindset at a young age at that time usually go through with it. I know a couple of people that became nurses and stuff like that, which my hat's off to them. That's a really hard thing to get into and things like that. But I mean, overall, I was just really lost. I didn't know what the heck I was going to do. Shoot, I thought I wanted to be a rock star. I used to have a band in high school for a while.
Oh, shit, that's dope.
Yeah, I had a band in high school, man. And right after high school, we toured for a little bit. We did stuff.
It
was cool. It was all fun and games. And then, once, that was over, like, shit. What do I do now?
What's the next step?
Yeah.
Same thing for me, man. Like when I don't say I regret going to college or anything like that, but I wish I would have used that time to do another thing too, like learn a trade, like plumbing, welding, something that actually makes money at a faster time versus like an actual degree. Because sometimes you get a degree, the thing's not even guaranteed. That job's not guaranteed at all. There's a shitload of competition on the other side has a better GPA than you, has more recommendations, better resume, more experience, all these other things that can go into that candidate being better than you. That it's just not guaranteed. But
and that's the thing, man. Nothing's guaranteed in this life. It doesn't matter what kind of credentials you got, man. Especially times like now with the pandemic and everything going on. People that have experience get fired, laid off from their jobs. It's hard for them to find work, and then they have all these credentials and they're trying to find another job, and they're stalled out at times. But I mean, regardless, man, you went to college, man. You did a 4-year curriculum. That's not easy to do.
No, man. So I think I've said this before on the podcast, maybe just some videos or on Instagram. So one of the things I take away from being in a 4-year degree or having that is just time management, bro. Like that's not taught. That's definitely not taught in school systems. Like you definitely have to teach yourself how to schedule something, how to put things that are not important away so you can focus on the more important things, school, studying, whatever the case may be, work, because I worked full-time throughout my whole college years. And that was the biggest thing. Like I had to juggle school, work, family, friends, girlfriends, acquaintances, like other shit, fucking shoes I was selling, like all these other things came into play. And it was just like, you really learned how to use time management. I think one thing that I wish I would have done is network more. Like,
man, that's key, bro.
Yeah.
Big time. Yeah.
People are there that come from Houston, Dallas, around the world. And just to have that network of that one person in school could have, I don't know, set me somewhere better. Like I would have, I don't know, in a better place or something like that. They would have a connection to somewhere else. And I think that's my one wish as far as what I could have done better. But
Yeah, but overall, every experience that we've encountered in our lives comes down to trial and error. And I
yeah,
like you gotta look at it as that way. You know what? I'm more solid as an individual because I went through trial and error. It took me a while to figure things out, but I figured it out.
yeah.
Now you become a problem solver. So regardless what you got going on, you can stay calm and composed and figure it out. Too close. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got you. Trial and error. Same thing, bro. Like a lot of people don't realize how long it takes for you to be good at something. Like we were just saying off air with this, like,
Mhm.
man, you can go back to my first episode, or my first video, and I was not stuttering, not like I was very intimidated, shy, and it just takes practice, bro. Like there was a point in time where I'm just like, you know what? Let me just turn on the camera. Let me just fucking talk about anything and everything.
Mhm.
Let me just get just the practice. And I mean, it's worked out so far. I think I've developed the way I speak, the way I talk, in a better sense, just to not only like speak better, but lay out my thoughts. Because there was a time where I've had shit in my head, but I wasn't able to put in an actual statement, an actual sentence, or anything like that. So that was a big struggle for me.
Look at you now, man. You're doing all right.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, shit. So if people don't know, a lot of people here that are probably gonna be watching might know, but Brandon here has a fight career going on. And the biggest thing that I saw when I first got into it, you're the gym you worked at. So that's how I got introduced. I mean, we graduated together, so it's not like I was totally new to it. But recently, a good friend of mine, Eric and Caesar, started going, and I was just like, damn, that's probably something good to talk about, because there's so much shit that goes into that profession that I don't think gets talked about a lot. Or, I mean, people don't even think it takes the amount of energy, stamina, courage. Like, there's a lot of words you can put into that profession that I was just like, that's fucking interesting.
Yeah, man. The issue is that they see what's on TV. They see all the great things
The
going
end
on.
product.
Right, the
Yeah.
end product. Win or lose, like the guy on the other side, especially if he loses, it's very devastating because of the fact that nobody knows what kind of work that man
Yeah.
or woman put in the gym in daily life, physically, mentally. It's really very difficult position to be in,
Hell yeah.
And the thing about it is that it's like anything else, requires a lot of commitment, you know, commitment, sacrifices. And that's the thing a lot of people do not get. They don't understand, what kind of sacrifices us as an athlete, as a fighter. That goes for anything, basketball, football, whatever
Yeah.
sport you're in. But when it comes to combat, it's just a whole nother animal,
Yeah, man. Like, I was telling somebody, I think, oh, okay. So I had Mario Barrios on here, and I was saying that I don't think I said it on camera, but it was off. I might have said it on camera. I really don't remember, but I just did boxing, not just to learn the actual sport. So me and a buddy of mine were just like throwing punches. He had a bag or he had mitts, and then I did that for like 2 months, bro. Man, let me tell you, that is a different level of energy you have to have.
Yeah.
Just boxing in general, and I like I'm saying, fucking MMA too is different, bro. It's different. But with that, like, what made you get into like fighting MMA? Like, where does that come from?
It's funny, man. So, um, my bloodline on my father's side, the Gutierrez side of my family, has a bloodline of fighters. Mexico, I had had a lot of family members, my great uncles that boxed out there. My grandfather boxed, and even my father boxed. My uncle, his brother boxed, and it kind of just was in our blood, man. Fighting, and
Yeah,
fighting is
yeah,
like it's a very natural thing. Animals fight. We fight. Humans fight. Fighting is just a natural thing. But what's crazy is that me as an individual gets some kind of gratitude out of it. Like
yeah. No, I
it's
got
a
you.
good feeling,
Yeah,
And I've always, like, as a child, I've always had some sort of aggression. I just didn't know how to, I guess, use it,
yeah. Just to put it to use.
you
Yeah,
know. And um, as a kid, I used to be on all these pills because I had to deal with ADD and all this other stuff. So I felt like the age from 8 years old to 17, I was medicated, right? I felt like during all that time, I missed out on my true identity because I was, on these meds that were supposed to help fix me, right? Uh, and like I told you, I was kind of like, I was a loud kid, but I had a lot of demons I had to deal with myself, when I'm by myself, depression and other things like that. And, I did play sports in school, which helped with that, playing football, that camaraderie
Yeah.
and just that competitiveness. Sorry, I can't talk right now.
No, you're good. You're good.
But
I have trouble too, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah. Sorry, man. That's why I didn't go to college. Compete.
Yeah.
Competing is just a rush, man. It's a different kind of high, and but I was never really athletic, man. And that was another thing. I was never athletic and I wasn't gifted like these other kids were.
Yeah.
So, like I kind of just was to the side most of the time. And I was like, damn, like I like this feeling, but I'm so depressed for some reason. Something's still going on.
I think it was just wanting more. Like you wanted to have that satisfaction of to release whatever was going on at that specific moment. And no, I get it, bro. I felt the same way, man. Like there was times. Well, first thing I want to take away from that is the mental side of it, like the depression and getting anxiety. I've talked about it numerous times, and I wasn't a firm believer of it, bro. Like I'll be straight up. I was like, I used to tell myself, that's the way you're feeling is not like you're just weak. You're weak. You can't handle. You can't control what's going on in your head. And then it hit me.
Yeah, the issues is that's how we're kind of taught when we grow up.
Yeah.
Depending on your family.
Exactly. I mean? Well, even to go back to that, it's just the culture. Like, you're being on the southwest side of San Antonio,
right?
Hispanic Mexican family. That's not talked about like at all. Like there's not even a discussion about these mental issues. And then it hit me. And then I was like, oh shit, this shit is real. How do I control this? Where do I get help from? Who can I reach out that is actually going to understand me?
Right.
And not like think I'm going to be a joke, because that's the way I used to think too. Like all these questions came into play, and man, I hats off to people out there that are advocating for mental health and that have gone through that and that are.
It's great now that that's talked about now, and that's being more discussed nowadays.
Yep.
Like you said, when I was younger, I couldn't go to my dad for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the man, but luckily my mother had a open mind to hear me out. So from the age of 8 years old to 17 years old, I was dealing with all that stuff. I was being medicated. And I was like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I need to get off these pills. I was 17 and I told my mom, I'm done. I'm done taking pills.
Yeah, you fucking go through so much.
That's what I'm saying. And since then, man, I kind of started finding my identity. I was still lost, but I'm starting to think more clearly now.
Yeah.
And I don't have issues like clouded judgment, shit like that, because we're humans. So like our emotions take over, our judgment. But once you know how to figure out that part, everything starts to make a little more sense and it becomes a little bit easier. So back to, how I started fighting, when I was, when I was a young teen, when I was a young teenager, me and my father would actually watch UFC. He used to come on Spike TV a lot back in the day. And I was like, what is this going on? Like there's two dudes rolling around on the floor in their fucking underwear, fucking kicking the shit out of each other. I'm like,
it was new.
It was coming out. And I was like, I want to learn that. Like, you're a kid. You're like, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
But what's fun about getting hit in the face,
Yeah.
And so, but see, at that time, there wasn't a lot of gyms in San Antonio. And so I never really got around to it. I would just do shit in the backyard with my cousin or something like that we would see on TV. And we try this move on you and fucking
or just to wrestle in general, man. Like that was kind of the thing to, I mean, WWE, WWF, whatever, it was huge back then.
Right.
Shit, man. The first time I ever saw like UFC was probably in, say like 10th, no, not 10th grade. When I was 10, 11, think it was like Chuck Liddell or something like that. Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, the legends.
Yeah, the legend. Like back when it was, I think that era
The dark days, bro.
kind of made it to what it is now.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it wasn't as big as it is now. But yeah, man, it's tough to kind of figure out what the fuck, who you are, what you like, what you don't like, who your real friends are. Even family members, bro. That's a huge thing, man. Because you have people in your circle, but they're not in your corner. And that's a big thing I always say, because there can be people fuck with you, say they're gonna help you out, say they're gonna do all these things, but then when it comes down to it, they're not there. And that's one of the things I had to learn the hard way, is that there's a lot of people out there that they're gonna be rooting for you, but when shit hits the fan, I don't know if they're gonna be rooting for you anymore. So,
and that's the thing, you know. It only lasts for so long, you know, when you're a fighter. And so a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, I was at a time in my life where everything was good, like financially I was good, but something was missing. I was like, I don't know, something's missing. I'm still not happy. I don't know if you ever think like that, you know?
Man, all the time.
Yeah. Like,
but I think for me, it's just, I just want more. And I think there's the satisfaction of knowing what I can accomplish kind of just keeps me hungry.
right.
But yeah, happens more than often. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because I had a great job and everything was good, but I was like, something's missing. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to learn MMA. And I was like, I have the time and the money now. Maybe that's what's missing. Maybe I need that push that I used to have. So at first I wasn't looking to fight. I just wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. So I found my current gym, Southside Fight Club, Arguello Jiu-Jitsu and MMA on the South Side. I found them online and I was like, you know what? Let me give them a shot.
Try it out, yeah.
Yeah. So I went, and my first day, it was in like the summer, man, July, I think, June. So my gym has no AC.
Oh, that's
Hot.
the best though.
It's fucking hot.
Okay,
bro.
in the
It's a
summer,
warehouse.
but
Yeah.
I think when you work out in a gym like that or just train in a place like that, it kind of just, you're soaking wet.
Well, I got some stories about that, man. So being in that kind of weather. But my first day, dude, I go out there and everybody's cool, everybody's friendly. I'm like, oh, this is cool, this is nice. And then Coach Ernest, you know, I meet Coach Ernest. He was, you know, really open, really friendly. But damn, during the drills that we were doing, he was yelling at you like we're in fucking boot camp or something.
Intense, yeah.
You know, and I like that. You know, like in football, we had that type of teaching, you know, in your face, yelling at you, you know, pushing you, you know, making you go past your limits.
Yeah.
He was doing that, and it was only my first day. So I can see why it can push some people away because that's too hard for people. You know, some people, unfortunately.
Yeah, their mindset, physical, whatever is
like,
not there yet.
Like your boy Caesar, his first day, dude. he walks in. He's never wrestled in his life. Never done anything like that. Coach is like, hey, we got some wrestling drills we're going to do. And they're really, really hard drills. And he did it. And he lasted the whole class. He was dead at the end, you know, about to pass out. But
so that's the thing I give to Caesar and Eric too, is because Caesar, man, he's I think he's done it before, but I don't think he's done it to like the level that he's doing it at now. Right. And he told me about the story too as well. And I was just like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't think I could do it. So that's why I like give hats off to that motherfucker, because that's intense, bro. It fucking takes a lot.
It does take a lot. Like it kind of reminded me of myself my first day. Like I didn't quit, but it sucked. And then I signed me up, take my money, man. I gave it to the coach. You know,
that was what you were looking for.
Yeah, and I was like, this is what I want. And then my coach is like, you know, talking about tournaments, grappling tournaments. I was still new in jiu-jitsu. I was like, tournaments. I was like, that sounds like fun, you know? And I went to one myself one time, and I saw the environment, you know, it's just very competitive.
Oh, you're just on the outside.
Yeah, like I wasn't competing, but I went to one and I was watching everybody that like you could see that adrenaline rush that they get, you know? And I was like, damn, this looks like fun, man. And so I was like, hey coach, like I want to do a tournament. You know, I was busting my ass in the gym, training a lot. I got a tournament, and my first tournament, I won gold in a gi competition, and then I got silver in no gi competition, 2 different competitions.
If you don't mind, because I have no idea what you just said.
Okay, yeah.
So explain what that is.
So gi is that uniform, that karate looking uniform that we wear in jiu-jitsu.
So I've seen that.
Yeah.
So that's
So that's a tournament of itself because there's, different types of finishes. Like you can use the clothes to choke a guy out.
Oh
Like you
shit.
can do that, you know.
Okay.
No-gi is just kind of basically just submission wrestling. You're
Mhm.
wrestling and you can't grab onto like clothes and
Mhm.
stuff. You don't wear the uniform in no-gi, so you can't really grab anything. You grab their shorts, but that's illegal, And it's just wrestling, trying to get a submission, and it's more intense
Yeah.
than gi, in my opinion. Gi is harder though because you got more fabric, you got clothes on, so
Yeah.
like to escape out of a bad position is really really hard. You got to really be right on your
interesting.
technique.
Yeah.
In no gi, you could explode out of stuff. You can use your strength in certain
Mhm.
positions, but not in no gi.
Nah,
They can hold on to you.
makes sense, bro.
Yeah. So that's what the competitions were. And from then on, man, I was just like, when I got that feeling of winning, I never want an accomplishment for myself. Like I've been on football teams where we won, but it's a different feeling when you put in that work and it's all just on you.
Or just anything in general. It don't
Yeah.
even have to be like football. Just like shit.
Yeah.
Getting a promotion, getting a job, getting just graduating, or just literally you can graduate high school. Not a lot of people make it to high school, bro. They
That's
graduate
true.
high school. So I know what you mean. Just that feeling of
All that
putting
work,
in work.
all
Yeah.
that work you put in, all that blood, sweat, and tears in that gym paid off. Now it sucks when you lose, but when you lose, it's a learning lesson, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I look at it as learning lessons. They're not really losses; they're learning lessons. And after losing is when you figure out what type of person you really are.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
can see
saying?
that.
So yeah, man. I got into the jujitsu, and then I started going to Friday night sparring. Man, I never would spar. I never done that before. I was like, "What's this?" Like, I know how to
Mhm.
punch somebody and kick somebody. I thought I did.
This is at the same gym?
But yeah, it's in the
Okay.
same gym. I was like, I think I can do this kicking and punching stuff, and I'll go in there and get beat up.
So at first it was just
it was just jujitsu, bro.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
okay.
And then I
then
got into the actual MMA.
okay.
I started training with the fighters there,
Mhm.
and
Different ball game.
different ball game, And then I went to a fight. One of the guys were fighting, and at this point, I'm probably like 4 months in, 5 months in, and I'm already in love. My lifestyle changed, my eating habits changed, everything's changed about me because I'm more focused on becoming a better martial artist.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my 9 to 5 job. I'm not worried about everything else. I'm just now all focused on my jujitsu and my craft. It took over my life.
Mhm.
I became obsessed at this point. So I went to one of my guys' fights, and he won, and it was great. But during that time, I was watching him in there in that cage, and I was like, I think I can do this. I was like, damn, I want to get in there. Like, I was like, I want to get in there right now, take my shirt off, jump
just
in.
just to fucking just to see yourself in there, put yourself
Right.
in the position is
Yeah.
I mean, you got, yeah, I'm sure you fucking, and then you did it.
And then,
Yeah.
I told my coach, I was like, hey, I think I want to do this MMA shit. He's like, think so? I'm like, nah, I know so. He's like, well, we'll find out next
Mhm.
week. So he started putting me through fight team training, like really difficult training, for fighters. There's a difference between jiu-jitsu guys and fighters. There's a big difference. It's still competitive, and I don't take anything away from jiu-jitsu guys that just do jiu-jitsu. It is really hard still, but fighting is just a whole new ball game, man.
No, I fucking bet, bro.
He would put me in there with, our best guys, and I just, like I told you, I would get mollywopped. Man,
Mhm.
my coach would mollywop me himself, just to see how you're gonna react and how you're gonna act.
Mhm.
Never broke my spirit. Might have broken my body a little bit, but never broke my spirit. I was still there the next day. I didn't give a shit if I was hurting or if I was
just
banged up.
wanted it, man.
I wanted it.
Yeah, you wanted
I
that.
told him, and when I proved to him that I wanted to fight, that I can be a fighter,
Mhm.
because not just fighting in the cage, but I'm a fighter of life, man. I've been through some shit in my life that could
I think that's where it comes from, bro.
bring me down. You know what I'm saying?
You can,
Kill me,
yeah, you can, whatever you've been through, mental illness. I don't say that just to you because I've done it. I've been through that too.
Yeah.
Breakups, relationships, parents not being there,
Deaths
like
and families,
yeah,
deaths
deaths,
with
like
friends.
literally anything will fucking
Yeah.
that comeback from that translates to your fucking worth ethic, bro. Like that, it changes you, man, and you can translate that to anything you can fucking do, and it's crazy how it works together, but it does.
Right.
It does.
It's just you figure it out, man. Like, okay, I'm in the cage. you know what? This shit ain't scary, man. That shit that happened to me back then, you know, I used to be scared. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah, because you've always been in worse positions.
Exactly. You know, like you said, that was a key word, work ethic. That's all it comes down to, man.
Yeah.
You know, so once I showed my coach my work ethic, I was in that gym busting my ass all day long. You know, when I'm not at the gym, I'm at home, I'm practicing, you know, I'm studying, you know, I'm meditating, I'm figuring things out. He finally got me a fight. He's like, all right, I got you a fight. You know, it's going to be against, I don't know who the guy is, but, you know, it's going to be against somebody. So be ready, you know?
So that happens. Take me through, what's the time frame on you actually training? And then what's the process like? Weightlifting, cardio. I don't even know if you do weightlifting or just anything in general with the training process.
So yeah, the process, man, the thing is, people say fight camps, right? That's what they say, fight camp. Well, there should never be a fight camp because you should be in the gym all the time. You shouldn't just show up when you have a fight. You got to be in the gym all the time. So on off season, when you don't got any fights going on, that's when you're getting better. That's when that's when you're learning new moves. That's when you're getting better at the moves that you suck at. Now, fight camp, right? We're getting prepared for a fight. I got you a fight. Be ready in 8 weeks. That means you got to get that gas tank up. A lot of cardio. A lot of cardio. You want to have that good diesel gas? Change up your diet. Start eating good food. Okay. You want to be strong? Okay. There's a difference between weightlifting and grappling strength. Okay. There's a difference between being strong, lifting weights up, and lifting up motherfuckers.
Yeah. Actual people. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference in that. Different types of conditioning. You can be the biggest guy, biggest bodybuilder, walk in, dude, you're not going to last a minute. After you do one little wrestling drill, you're going to gas out. There's a lot of movement. So not only that, you're striking. You got to be, you know, in fight camp, starting to, you know, tie up the screws. So you already have your basic 1-2, you know, your jab cross, you know, your basic leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks. All that extra crazy shit that you're running on off season, the spinning stuff that you're not really good at, I wouldn't try doing that, me personally, in preparation for a fight, because that might throw me off of what I'm good at. So key thing is to sharpen
what you're actually good at.
What you're good at.
Yeah. Okay.
Get those knots tied. On off season, that's when you work at what you're not good at and be ready. And then it depends if you have information really on who you're fighting, man. If you're fighting a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy, a striker.
That's when you go into...
That's when you start figuring stuff out. So, you know, our type of system, our type of gym, our fight system, we don't have that mindset of, okay, you know what? This guy's a wrestler. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on just takedown defense the whole time. That's it. Nah, man, you got to work on everything. Because what if he doesn't wrestle you that day?
Yeah, you can
what
change it up.
What if all of a sudden he wants to box you, kickbox you? You don't know what's going to happen, man. And that's the thing. So in our preparation, we adapt to the whole ball game, bro. You're wrestling, your jiu-jitsu, your striking, you know, being on top, being on bottom, getting out of bad positions, getting off the cage, shit like that, man. So, you know, in fight camp, really, that's like I said, you get that gas tank going, getting it better. So that's a lot of conditioning, a lot of cardio. Explosive drills, you know, like medicine ball drills, you know, like Olympic weightlifting type of stuff, different things like that, snatches. There's things you can do like that. Me, what I get in is I get in a lot of cardio and I do a lot of aesthetics. Or calisthenics, I'm sorry. You know, like body weight workouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you can lift yourself up, you're going to more than likely be able to lift somebody in your weight class. And then at the gym, you know, I'm wrestling with big dudes. I'm one of the smallest cats at the gym, dude. So I'm wrestling with like 200-pound men sometimes. I'm only like 135. You know what that looks like?
70 pounds. Yeah, bro. That's huge.
You know what that looks like? Even against a guy that's like 165, 170, it's tough, bro. But it makes you stronger. And then when you go against somebody my size, you know, it makes it a little easier. You know what I mean?
Because you're already dealing with someone that's fucking 70 pounds bigger than you.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. So just that, sharpening those tools, man. And then, you know, a lot of pad work, you know, footwork drills, you know, just getting those things down. And yeah, man. So that's how basically what I do. And then, of course, the life of a fighter, right?
Yeah. So let's get into that.
During these times, it gets kind of boring because you can't, you know, fuck your diet up. Number one, that's important because weight cutting's a bitch, dude. You ever cut weight before?
I have, yes. And aggression came in. I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And it was weird because me and her were cutting at the same time. So I lost 25 pounds and she lost, it was about 15. 15, 20. So we're both cutting at the same time. And it was my first time dieting and I just did it just to see if I could do it. And counting macros, eating the right foods, cardio pretty much 6 times a week. I had no business doing it, like, cause I'm.
What were you doing it for, man?
Huh?
What were you doing?
Just to see if I could do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just to see if
it was like a little experiment and shit.
Yeah, so with my body, just to see if I could do it, what I felt like, what type of how I felt after training. Just because me, bro, like, I mean, you look at me right now, like I don't think I need to be cutting weight in general. I need to be putting on weight. And that's my whole thing. But this was 3 years ago. Fighting all the time, not physical, but just like arguments.
Right.
Like shit would annoy me quicker.
Yeah, it's just like you can barely deal with anything.
Yeah, and I think it's just your diets. You're in a fucking caloric deficit. Like you're eating less. You're doing more. Your energy is going towards something more. But yeah, I'm sure it's a lot different. I mean, kind of the same, a little bit different because it's more
that same feeling, but wrestling with somebody and sparring with people, all that shit, dude. You know, so recovery is key, man, because during this whole time you're getting ready for this fight, you're going to be banged up.
So that's what I wasn't doing. So I was getting like 5-6 hours sleep on a regular daily basis.
Oh, that's not good,
and
man.
Yeah, like and I think that's
way more than that.
I think that's where I fucked up, bro. And
your diet too, you know, recovery. You got to eat the right foods for recovery. Take supplements. You know, supplements are key, man. I get massages by
that's another fucking thing, bro.
Yeah, but my boy Joe Angel, shout out to Joe Angel. Thank you for all the massages, man. Keeps me right.
Not a lot of people like realize like what like just shit like that, like the recovery after you're doing training or after you're weightlifting, whatever is fucking sport you're doing. That recovery process, I think, is probably one of the important things to fucking.
The most important thing, though, dude, I'll tell you, is having your mind right. Keeping your mind right is very, very important because you're going to deal with a lot of stress. Because, dude, I have to fucking work still.
Yeah.
I can't just, I mean, yeah, I focus majority of everything on my fighting, but I still got to pay my damn bills because I'm not making money right now. It takes a long time, you know, before we get there, you know?
Yeah, so that's, you brought up a good point. So take me through that because what I've seen, I mean, there's fighters out there, not just you, but just like, let's just go into like famous people or like, not, I wouldn't say famous, just fighters in general, that are at an elite level and they,
a lot of them still work. Dude, I'll tell you, a lot of dudes in the UFC and Bellator still have like regular jobs.
Oh yeah, I bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I've heard stories, just like after the fact, like, when they first started off, they would still be doing like a fucking USPS job or something like that. But the amount of shit that you have to be put through, physically, mentally, is tough. So how crazy do you have to be to actually be an MMA fighter? If
something has to definitely be wrong with you, man. Honestly, because I mean,
no, like you're getting hit in the fucking face, bro.
I mean, you're fucking getting fucked up at the gym, you know, and then you gotta worry about, you know, oh shit, I still gotta worry about my regular life, you know. It's like two lives, bro.
If you have kids,
if you got kids, I don't have kids, thank you God, but you know, one day, but not right now. Anyway, you know, if you got kids, you gotta worry about that, providing for your family. You know, me, I gotta provide for myself, so I can keep doing this shit. You know, I can have the lights on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so there's a lot of stress, man. You know, it is kind of crazy. It's a crazy lifestyle, man. But whether I make it or not, whether I make it to the UFC or Bellator or whatever, regardless of that, you know, I'm gonna look back and be like, you know what? I did everything in my power to get to where I'm at. I didn't make it, but I'm okay with that because I'm not gonna be that motherfucker that's like, dude, I should have trained harder.
Exactly.
I should have did this. I should have did that. Nah, motherfucker, I'm doing that right now to prepare myself to try to get there. Because I tell people all the time, you gotta try, man. If you never tried, you will never know, and you're gonna cry at night. You're gonna be sad, bro. When you die and you look back at your life, you know, you're like, damn, I should have did a lot of different things,
bro.
Man.
So I was talking about this on my Instagram like a week ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Some people need to go to a funeral or a funeral, like a funeral, and then also to like a retirement home.
Yeah.
Because going to a retirement home, you get to meet a lot of people that have a ton of regrets. They're at an age right now where they can't change themselves. They're having trouble using the restroom. They can't even feed themselves. I guess that's besides the topic. But I think the thing is you get to ask these people what it was like in their time. Granted, we have a shit more ton of technology, a lot of more resources. Everything's different and changed. But I think the biggest thing is the regret, bro. Like
I hear that all the time.
people are
Yeah.
regretting shit because they get to a certain age and your body can't do it no more. Your mind's not there. You don't have the resources. If you get that old, think about it. Your friends are going to be the same age. They probably have passed away as well. And I think the point I'm trying to get across is jump off the fucking bridge. Like whether you can do it or not, like you took that leap of faith going into the gym, having no idea you would be here a couple years later. And you fucking liking it, but you knew you wanted to do it and you knew you wanted that something. And yeah, but people are just, fear gets in the way of a ton of people and it can't, bro. Like you literally have to fucking jump. That's the only thing you have to jump, bro, and figure it fucking out. Figure it out.
Yeah, bro, because like nothing falls in your fucking lap, bro. Like, so you got an idea, like look at you, you got your idea of the podcast, man, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that have that idea of this vision. I have a vision for myself. One day, you know, I vision myself being a champ, you know. And I also envision on myself one day actually owning my own gym. You know, once I'm done with this fighting shit,
yeah,
I want to be able to, you know, help structure these young minds when it comes to martial arts and defending themselves, or people that have the same, you know, idea as me as wanting to be a champion, helping them get there. Because I'm a very selfless person, man. I'm always out there, like with my team, for example. I'm the team captain at my gym for the fight team. And I'm always on my guys on helping them get better because they help me get better. That's the type of individual I am.
Yeah, it's just a satisfaction, bro. Just getting, because those people might just need that extra push that one day. Something in the back burner is fucking them up at home, at their 9 to 5 or whatever they're doing on the side, and going there just to release some stress or doing what they fucking like to do. And you're giving them that push is I definitely understand.
Yeah, and I do that with my family members too, man. I want to like before off air, like we were talking earlier. There's too many fucking haters, man. You know, people don't want you to succeed at nothing, bro. Or like, oh, look at this motherfucker, he's all badass now, or whatever.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, dude, this guy that's trying, you know, his ideas that he has, he's out there trying his shit. You know, my hat's off to him, man. I wish them success. I wish everybody success, man. You know, I want all my friends to make it. You know, if we could make it together, that'd be great. Yeah. You know, and that's what I was telling you, man. There's just too many fucking haters in this.
Bro, yes. I mean, I've talked a lot about this, and I've said it before. A lot of people are just having issues of their own. That's where the hate comes from, because they've seen you do better. But on top of that too, one thing I want to go back to is I wish everybody success too as well. Whether if you're a fucking janitor at a high school, whether if you're a fucking truck man, you're doing this, nurse, doctor, surgeon, whatever the case may be. I personally think there's enough money in this world for everybody to fucking flourish. That's my 100% belief. And I think when you change your mindset to that belief, your view on world is going to be changed different. You're going to go up to a random stranger and be more fucking thoughtful of whatever the case may be. So it's and we had, I mean, I'm sure you've been through situations where you had to figure out who was who, what was what.
Yeah, dude.
And I think also too, that's just part of life, man. You got to fucking keep going. You got to figure out who is who the fuck is the right, like who's here for not for you, but your best interest, bro. Like your best interest.
I read this thing somewhere. It said it's very lonely at the top, because that's true, man. When you get to the top, you lose out on a lot of people.
And it's
because people can be snakes, toxic, you know, or just doing what it takes to get to the top requires sacrifices, like I explained earlier. And that's another thing, man, you know? So we, you know, like you said, you figure out who's who, you know? The biggest thing I think too for like athletes that like people that fight or that play in sports, the people that when you lose, you really will figure out who's there for you. Because, you know, when you win, oh yeah, everybody's like, badass, bro. Oh yeah, I'm on your team, man. Yeah, I got you. And then when you lose, who is it? Your mom? Your parents?
Immediate family? Yeah.
You know, you figure it out then, right?
Yeah,
shit, man.
Exactly.
It's crazy how human beings work out, isn't it? Right.
And it's all based off emotion, bro.
Yeah.
Like people like that feeling, that high, because everybody likes winning. Everybody likes seeing winning. But I mean, once it gets down to that loss, at a certain point, I mean, you people are kind of dealing with that loss too. Like
Yeah.
not to I'm trying to put it in perspective where I can make sense. Like if some a friend is seeing you lose, they might have people talking to them shit too, like, oh, what happened to your fucking friend? I thought he was gonna fucking win. I thought
Yeah.
he was this, and that. And then that's when they're like, oh fuck that. Like I'm not gonna fuck with him anymore. He's not fucking winning. Like what's the point of me conversating with her or being his friend? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where most people kind of take it from. But yeah, man, shit's crazy out here. I would never get over that hate part. Like because
but then that's gas though too, bro. It's like fuel for like fucking motivation. That's how I look at it.
So yeah,
you know?
it can go that way too, man.
Because I tell people all the time, like, taking criticism's hard, but if you can use constructive criticism, you're gonna construct yourself into fucking do past whatever you can think of, man, anywhere you want to be.
Yeah.
Like any little hate I get or any little thing like that, it helps motivate me, gives me that gas, bro, that fire.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because there's a certain, like, you can only take criticism for people that are either at your level or higher. And it's your perception of who is who, where they're at or whatever. But if you know, or if you see someone that's not doing anything better than you, why are you going to take criticism, advice, anything in general from them? They're not doing what you're doing. It doesn't make sense. Like a barber like someone that cuts hair, taking advice from someone that works at McDonald's. They're totally different professions. Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense. And people do it all the time. People do it all the time. It's weird, bro. It's weird.
You ever talk to somebody that life is a little more worse than yours, but they give you the best advice?
Yeah, I have.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy how that works too.
I was thinking about that right now. I was like, there's people out there that give some badass advice, but their life's more fucked up than mine.
And I think,
why don't you follow your own advice? You start thinking that, right? It's crazy.
Exactly. So there's what I take away from that is I think they were at a certain point in time. This person I'm talking about, they're at a certain point in time in their life where it was at an all-time high. Something happened, shit fell through the wall, and I fell through the floor. I mean, and they lost it. Friends, family, girlfriend, kids, money, and they were just at a low place where everything just fell, and they want it back. But I think also too is their experiences to not let them happen to people that are around that are surrounding them. Like, I guess this person just wanted to give me advice, so it wouldn't happen to me. But yeah, it's crazy how that shit works. I mean, obviously there's people that doesn't happen to that are still giving advice, but I mean, there's people out there that could have it all, fall, and then are giving that shit out because they know what it takes to climb to the fucking top and be at the top.
In this life we live, you really have to have an open mind because you got to take what you can from every person.
Yeah.
Make it into your own journal, and then you make your own philosophy behind it. And that's what I do, and that helps me with my daily life.
Yep.
Like fucking, like I told you, bro, I used to have all these issues, my own little demons. That shit, I'm not saying it's fully away. It's still there. It's always going to be there, but it's like,
you're just using it different.
Yeah, I use it different now.
I mean,
it don't affect me the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's key, man. I'm glad that I did have these experiences. I'm glad that I've had these talks with people that I've talked to and came across in my life, and to those people that are no longer in my life as well. I appreciate, everything that I've learned from all those people.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man. Like there's a ton of people that have been in my life, showed me different views of different things, selfless people. And yeah, nothing but grateful for them. But someone asked me actually yesterday or day before yesterday, if the thing is, they said, oh damn, I wish I was brought up in money. And I just went along with it. I was like, yeah, cool. Like you yeah, whatever. You can say whatever you want. And it was, I don't think I would wish that, bro. Like on myself. Like because a couple things, like, the mindset that I had, the type of hunger that I had to get, and then just the fucking worth ethic that we're talking about. Like when
I think
you,
it gets boring, bro, if your life's just too easy.
yeah,
I don't know.
that
That's
too.
what I think
No,
personally.
exactly. So if you have all this money, anything you want, anything you can think about,
Yeah.
to a certain extent, of course, but I
Right.
mean, you you're not working. You don't know what it takes to feel like, and you might. I'm just saying, most people, you you're just not gonna have that it factor to when shit hits the fan and you lose all this money. What are you gonna do to get all that back? Or let's just say your parents have this money. If they pass away, and most of the time people like that have certain money put away so their child can be safe throughout their life. But if they didn't and they didn't manage their money well, what are you gonna do then?
That's
You know
what I'm saying.
So
They don't have no life lessons,
yeah,
man. You
yeah.
know?
So that's just what I was thinking about right now when you kind of mentioned that. But right now I want to ask you, MMA, whatever weight division, who's your favorite fighter? Who you looking at right now? Because I know we recently had some fights, shit, like literally last week, and then January was a huge one with
Mhm.
Connor, and then some well shit, same month too, before week before that was Max, Qatar. Also too, like last year was some good ass fucking fights.
Yeah, I really like Adesanya right now, Israel Adesanya.
Oh, fights
He-
this week.
Yeah,
Now that you
he's
mentioned
fighting
it,
this Saturday, man. I'm excited for that. That man right there is a perfectionist when it comes to his craft. His striking is just so clean, so
Mhm.
technical. Not only that, his mindset is so solid because there's been times where he's gotten hurt. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen him fight where he's gotten hurt really bad and he just wants it more than that other dude. And he comes back and finishes the fight, wins
Yeah.
the fight, you know. Literally saying in the cage, I'm willing to die.
yes, I've seen that
Stuff like that.
I've
You
seen
know,
that.
that's that mindset you have to have in there, man. And I really respect that. I really get a lot of motivation
That's the
seeing
crazy part, bro.
that. You know? Yeah, it is.
You're willing to put your
Well,
body.
yeah, bro. I mean, if you think about it, it really does take one punch to change your life, bro.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
makes sense. Yeah.
You know, you can die in there no matter what. And then people, I mean, you got to know that as a fighter that you could get really, really hurt.
Okay, so
You
that
know?
brings up a nice little question. So you going into a cage, what's your take on that? Like your mind on this guy that's in front of me can hit my stomach, kick my face, and I'm in a concussion for
Yeah.
like because you have to know that going into that's a consequence that can happen.
So when I'm in there from preparation to actually being in the cage, nothing else exists except the task, and the task is to win. So whatever I feel, that pain's temporary.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I'm not going in there, you know, like too worried about what's gonna happen to me. When you start thinking like that, it really fucks your game up. You're
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
start not being fluid. You're gonna be tight. It's not gonna work out very well. And that's why it's really hard fighting, because if you do have an event where you get hurt
Mhm.
or you get knocked out and you don't remember what the fuck happened,
yeah,
that's a fear that you'll have involved now in your future fights. That's why, like I said, this shit's complex, bro. It's
Mhm.
really complex mentally, you know, because, you know, you gotta be, like I said, nothing else exists except winning that fight. So him hitting me in the face, you know, kicking the fuck out of my leg, hurting me, I don't really give a fuck about all that. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to win or lose. You know, if I do lose, you know, fuck it. I'm going down my shield, man.
Yeah.
I put everything I got. That's that mindset we have at my gym. You know, we got some really tough guys, you know, and you can't teach that. You can teach technique and things like that, but you can't teach heart, and you can't teach, you know, having a solid mindset like that. You can just guide them, show them, hey, I'm gonna put you through all this,
yeah, yeah.
you know, hard training. It's gonna make you want to quit, make you want to break. You might even break a few times, man. But I'll know who you are. I know your character. I'll see you if you come
Yeah.
back, and
After
then
that.
it'll show in the cage, bro.
Yeah.
That ferociousness, man. Just that aggression, that hunger to win. Like, you know, I have a guy, you know, that used to fight with us. You know, that dude, you know, would take some hits, man, and just keep moving forward, or even get dropped and just get back up. And I'm like,
Mhm.
let's go, motherfucker. Like, I'm not going nowhere. And so that's just the mindset that you have to have in there, man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. No, I was always boxing, MMA.
You ever been punched in the face really hard?
No, I haven't. See, that's the thing, bro.
Let me ask you this. You ever been slammed on the floor? Like picked up and slammed and someone just smothered the shit out of you and punched you in the face?
Not punching in the face. I've been slammed. And when that happened, bro, like I lost my fucking air, bro, for like 10 seconds, bro. And I thought I was dying. Like imagine doing that plus a fucking punch in the face, kick, whatever. No. That's not,
so you see how hard it is, right?
Yes,
I try to explain that to people. It's really hard.
It's a different game. Especially boxing, but I mean, especially MMA, boxing too as well. A different fucking game, bro. So there's something crazy about this.
I tell people like, dude, I'd rather get knocked out than get smothered on the ground, punched on for a fucking 5 rounds. That's the worst feeling, man, because like at my gym, my coach, that's what he'll do to you. He'll take you down and keep you on the floor, beat you up on the floor for
just on top of you,
like 20 minutes straight. And you're like, you think about it, you're like, fuck this. Like, hell no, I don't want to get there. That's why I work really hard, to not get there. And if I am there, I work really hard on how to get out. That's key because that PTSD in my head, man, of going through that.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, boxing too. Boxing's, hard in its own way. It's its own thing. It's really complicated when it comes to having solid, clean combinations, footwork, and shit like that.
So this is a good question. I want your thoughts on it. So obviously we've had people. Well, honestly, I think it's just Conor and Floyd Mayweather where they've kind of Conor going into boxing. So which one do you think is the hardest? It can be mentally, physically, whatever. Which one do you think is more harder to actually sustain or have an actual long career in it?
Boxing or MMA?
Yeah. Which one do you
MMA.
think?
Because in boxing, you can really just choose your fights. Like a lot of these guys have padded records in boxing. They fight dudes that are not on their level, a bunch of dudes.
That is true. Yeah.
And you can really, and in boxing, if you're smart, like Mayweather, for example, if you have a defense in that way, a fight style like that, you can last a long time because you won't take much damage because you're able to win by points. And MMA is really harder to get the judges' eyes because in MMA, they judge you. I mean, to my knowledge, I don't know everything when it comes to that world, but your aggression, number one, your ring control, whoever is, showing, aggression. So, basically coming forward the whole time, you're winning the fight.
Yeah.
And then of course in MMA, there's a lot more activity involved than getting punched to the body of your head. You got to worry about your legs. You got to worry about knees, elbows. You got to worry about the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu. So all that tied into one, I think has a more harder factor on your body. That's why a lot of guys can't fight, longer than most. Not all guys, but a lot of dudes can't really fight past 10 years because their body's going to be pretty much
just all
tore up, depending on how they were taking care of themselves. Like I was explaining to you, that recovery process, and then just how hard they train. You gotta be really smart. Whenever you have a curriculum, or at your program at your school, you really got to be smart to what type of training you have your guys in or your girls in, because especially if they're a fighter, you want them to have a shell life, like a long shell life. So for sure, MMA is harder to last in. And then there's always like this next up and comer because kids are training literally like at 6 years old now, MMA, dude.
Yeah.
Like MMA, bro. So by the time they're 20 or 17 already in the pros, and by the time they make it to UFC, I mean, bro, they're going to be so high level that the old dogs really can't keep up with these new guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. It just goes back to like, I'm not too sure. I've seen it recently though. I don't know when they started putting kids into MMA at that young age, but I've seen it though. But what I'm trying to go back to is basketball, football, like soccer, these sports starting at those 3, 4, I wouldn't say 3, 4, but like 5, 6, maybe, all the way up to into high school. And then after that, they're going into the league or to college or whatever. And you're starting to see boxing, MMA, starting that young.
It's on the rise.
Yeah.
It's on the rise as
well.
well.
When they get to that point, they're at that elite level already.
Yeah.
So it's like it's different type of fucking structures, different shit you got to worry about.
And then the kids that are involved in MMA or grappling, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu at a very young age, by the time those guys retire young, dude. Because by the time they're like 25, you gotta think about all that wear and tear they have on their body. They already have problems with their, knee or back or stuff like that. And then how many wars they've been in.
Yeah.
You know?
Me and Caesar were actually talking about this the other day. We're just talking about how Max Holloway is 29 years old. Like, we're 26. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26.
You don't realize that, right?
No, that's 3 years away, bro. Like, this guy has been fighting since 2021, maybe.
I think 19, 20, something like that.
Yeah, okay. But still fucking young, bro. And he's that pretty sure this is his prime coming up. Or if not, it's during his prime right now. Yeah, bro. That's
amazing, dude.
He broke records. Like, it was
he broke his own records because he already broke records, dude. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, now that you said that,
that was like a godly
performance
that he did, man. Like Dragon Ball Z type shit, bro. Like, it was amazing.
Bro, so I don't even know, just to go off topic real quick. Did you see where he was like talking to like the commentators? Like, I think it was DC and another commentator where he was like talking shit to him, saying that like, I'm the best one, or like,
I'm the best boxer.
And he was throwing punches and missing
he was
punches.
Just getting out of the way, talking shit, and then he like threw one back without looking, dude. Like, it was crazy.
That guy's and he's 29, bro. Like, that's fucking crazy.
And he's
to think
fought
about.
Hall of Famers, dude, legends. Like, he's fought everybody. Like,
at a young age, bro.
One of the GOATs for I think he is the GOAT in the 145-pound division, in my opinion, for sure. Even though he's not champ right now, I mean, he's the GOAT, in my opinion.
I can't wait for that next fight. His next fight, whoever it is. But speaking of that next fight, when's your next fight, man? When are you planning on to get back into the ring? And taking it to the next guy.
Well, right now, man, I mean, we're trying to get something in the works. I'm trying to get something this month for sure. There's a promotion called Extreme Knockout. To my knowledge, they were supposed to host an event on the 26th. I'm not sure if that's still happening.
Oh, this month?
Right. I think it's still up in the air, but I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready to get in there. I've been training a lot, nonstop, 6 days a week, so
that's fucking intense. Yeah.
I'm ready to fight. So I'm just waiting right now. It's up in the air to see if I could get, if that's still going to happen, if I could get on that card. If not, I'm sure that April will probably have something.
When was your last fight?
Dude, it's been a whole year, man, because of the pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic.
So my last fight was October 2019. I was supposed to fight April 2020, and then that's when the pandemic just started. And since then, it's been really difficult to catch a fight.
Yeah, I bet, man.
So with it's harder for especially amateurs to get fights. The big time promotions, UFC and all that, Bellator, they were able to do their own thing, but in the smaller promotions,
they have the resources, funds. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They don't have the funds to do stuff like that. So, but it's getting back. So, for sure, I'm gonna be fighting very soon, man. That's and good, then once I do all that, once I get all that information, I'll get that out there as well. Cause I need to get my people on board, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I'll be there, bro. I'll show up. I definitely will be there. We'll take Caesar and Eric too as well. Well, shit, man, just to wrap it up, what's, I guess we'll end on what's the biggest thing this whole fighting thing has taught you, bro? Like, I don't know. What's the biggest thing this shit has taught you? Whether if it's fighting, dealing with life too as well, just anything in general.
That's a good question, man. Mainly a lot of discipline and fucking drive, dude. Like, it's really made my life easier because the gym, I'm always in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
There was a time where it was like 115 in that gym, fucking dying. We have like a little garage door. Yeah. My coach closed it to make it harder.
Use the fucking, I don't even know what they're called. The chain.
Yeah. So, it was a garage door. He closed it. It was like 115 degrees in the gym.
Terrible, bro.
And we're fighting MMA. Like, we're training I think we're doing wall work. And I remember that moment, dude. We're on the wall. I'm hitting this guy, my partner, he's hitting me. And then, he's beating me up. And in my head, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Like, it's so hot.
115 fucking degrees.
And I don't know, dude. I was so exhausted. But somehow I got out of that bad position when I wanted to give up. I got out and then I got on top and then I was winning. And after that training session, I thought about it a lot. especially that moment where I almost passed out. And I told myself, you know what? If I can withstand that and not quit, that can be applied to my daily life, in my job,
100%.
you know, in relationships, in just general life, you know, whenever I do have something focused, a task, it's going to get done.
Yeah.
No matter what gets in my way, it's going to get done.
Yeah. Oh man, that's huge because.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you could easily quit. You could have easily just said, "Fuck this! I'm fucking leaving. I'm out. Like let me just take the day off, or let me just walk out this bitch right now because it's so fucking hot."
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't even know what position. I mean, would you say you're doing wall work?
Yeah, we're on the wall beating each other up. You know, on the cage.
Okay, yes, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So people, that looks boring because they're just hugging on the cage.
No, bro.
That's the hardest part, I think. Like being on the fucking cage sucks. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you could have just easily just quit and let the other fucking guy win, but
that's what I'm saying.
And yeah, just going back to transition to real life, that whatever it is, whatever the fuck you do, whatever these people are listening that are doing, you're taking that mental toughness and not putting that to everyday life.
I want people to take a look at it like this. Everybody that I've known in life, that know me very well too. They know what kind of life I had. They know the struggles I dealt with. Yeah. They know who I used to be, and look at me now. You know, I'm not where I want to be yet. Give me a couple of years, I will be, with, you know, a lot of hard work and dedication. But my point is that you can do it too. Whatever it is you want to do, fucking do it. Stop being lazy. Stop fucking procrastinating, saying I'm gonna do it later or whatever. Nah, do that shit right now, because we're all gonna die one day. I've had a lot of, you know, friends of mine already pass on, and when they're young and your age, you start like, you know, thinking, man, like, shit, bro, that could be me. Exactly. You know, and you don't know what's gonna happen. So go fucking do it, man. Yeah. Go out there, grind, hustle. And at the end result, you'll look back and you'll be really satisfied with, you know, what you've done. And then not feel sorry for yourself. Fuck all that.
Yeah, man. Well, fuck, bro. That was this is a fucking good ass episode, bro.
Yeah, dude. This was a fucking time.
This was a good ass episode. I first wanna thank you for coming down here and putting in just even driving over here, bro, just taking a thought out to actually be on this actual podcast.
Well, I really just thank you for actually having me and your time as well. You know, you can have anybody else. I appreciate that you reached out to me. I'm glad to be here, man. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I wanted to pick your fucking brain just because these people don't know what it takes to be in the MMA, and I've seen it. I mean, like I said, I've never actually done it, but I can see the type of shit MMA fighters, anything in general with that profession. It's tough, yeah, bro. Dude. And it's on top of that, man, people that always ask, I always would talk to people like, oh yeah, I want to do it, but I want to wait until I'm in better shape. You know, I gotta go to the gym. Nah, bitch, fuck all that. Just get in there. That's what I did. I mean, excuse me, forgive me. I was kind of fat when I went in there, and I lost a lot of weight, man. I was like 160 pounds. I'm 135 pounds now. So, I was like, dude, I wasn't in shape. I just went out there. I just did it. I got beat up, and I just kept going and going because I was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna beat these motherfuckers up that are beating me up. That was your drive, bro. Yeah, and it all comes into play, bro. It all comes into play. But yeah, again, appreciate you coming down here. Anything you want to say before we fucking get up? Real quick, man. If you don't follow me, you can go look me up on Instagram at King Craig, KING CRAIG 4 4L. Go follow me on that Instagram. I'll keep you guys updated, and one of these days you'll see me, you know, out there doing my damn thing. And whenever I do get fight updates, I'll, you know, update you, and we can post it out there. Yeah, 100%, bro. I'll definitely post it. I will link his shit in the description. Also, too, I'll tag him in the actual Instagram post. And yeah, man, we'll do this again, man, for sure. 100%, bro. Whenever you feel like coming down here talking again, literally can be about whatever. We didn't even have to talk about MMA because mostly it was just me and you just conversating about life in general. Yeah, come down here, bro. Just shoot me a fucking text, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a blessed one. Of course, guys. That's going to end it. This episode 33, the GINN podcast. Brandon, appreciate you one more time. We are out here. Peace.